August 1st. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. The tongue's influence exceeds that of all our other members combined, and to control it, therefore, in the Lord's service is the most important work of the Lord's people, in respect to their mortal bodies and the service of these rendered to the Lord. A few words of love, kindness, helpfulness, how often have such changed the entire course of a human life? Yea, how much they have had to do with molding the destiny of nations, and how often have evil words, unkind words, slanderous words, done gross injustice, assassinated reputations, etc., or, as the apostle declares, set on fire the course of nature, awakening passions, strifes, enmities, at first unthought of. No wonder he declares such tongues set on fire of Gehenna, the second death, reprint 24/7.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a closer look at something we all use, like every single moment, often without even thinking about it. Our words, our tongue. We're diving into a really powerful idea from a daily reflection, Daily Heavenly Manna, August 1. And it states, quite simply, death and life are in the power of the tongue.
That's right. And our mission here really is to unpack that, to explore just how deep that influence goes. We'll be looking at, both the incredible good our words can do, and also the immense harm they can unleash. It's all detailed right there in the text.
It really is. So let's get into this central claim first. The source makes this, pretty bold a statement. It says the tongue's influence exceeds that of all our other members combined.
Which is, wow. Think about that.
Exactly. Why this tiny part of us, not our hands or feet, why the tongue holding such sort of disproportionate power. And the text argues that because of this power, controlling it, particularly for what it calls the Lord's service, is actually the most important work.
And the source gets specific about how this power works, which I find fascinating. It points out how just a few words of love, kindness, helpfulness, they can completely change the entire course of a human life.
It's kind of amazing, isn't it? How something seemingly so small, so intangible, can have such massive, life-altering effects. A kind word, a moment of encouragement.
Yeah, potentially reshaping someone's whole path. It's huge.
And it gets even more, intriguing. The text suggests it's not just individual lives. It claims these positive words can even play a big part in molding the destiny of nations.
Which sounds massive.
It does. How does that work? How can a few spoken words ripple out that far? To a global scale?
Well, I think it's because words carry ideas, right? They build connection. They're the fuel for collective action, you could say.
Okay, that makes sense.
But if we accept that potential for good, the source is also very clear about the flip side, the darker side of this power.
The destructive potential.
Exactly. It talks pretty vividly about how evil words, unkind words, slanderous words, how they lead straight to gross injustice and even, quote, assassinated reputations.
Assassinated reputations. Strong words. It raises that question, why are words so effective at destruction?
They can inflict damage that goes way beyond anything physical, can't they? Leaving these invisible scars.
Yeah, scars that maybe never quite heal.
Right.
And the text brings in what it calls an apostle's declaration to deepen this point, probably James, given the context. This apostle warns that such tongues set on fire the course of nature. That's a powerful image.
It really is, almost frightening.
Suggesting our words can just ignite passions, strifes, enmities at first unthought of, like a spark starting a wildfire.
A wildfire of negativity, yeah. Conflict that just spirals. And the source points to what it sees as the most extreme outcome of this. The apostle declaring these destructive tongues are, quote, set on fire of Gehenna.
Gehenna, that's a term with heavy connotations, rooted in that valley near ancient Jerusalem, used metaphorically here.
Exactly. Metaphorically for ultimate destruction, spiritual ruin. The text even connects it to the idea of the second death within its specific framework.
Wow.
What's really striking is how much weight the source gives to verbal actions. It's emphasizing their ultimate gravity. Words aren't just sounds that fade away. They carry, according to this text, immense, almost existential weight.
So wrapping this up, what does this deep dive into daily heavenly manna really mean for you listening right now?
I think the core takeaway is just undeniable. It's the sheer power packed into your words. Power for life, power for death.
Mm-hmm.
It's a serious reminder that everyday language isn't just talk, it's actually creating or destroying moment by moment.
So here's a final thought to maybe chew on. Given that death and life really are in the power of your tongue, what small shift could you make? Like an intentional change in how you speak today, tomorrow.
Yeah.
What small shift might create the biggest ripple effect? Maybe in your own life or in the lives touching yours.
Something to definitely consider. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.